What if the 2026 Honda CR-V ends up costing you far more over the next 5 years than the sticker price suggests? And what if the features you're excited about today quietly deteriorate into expensive maintenance headaches tomorrow? What if the SUV you're planning to trust with your family, your commute, and your long trips turns out to have performance compromises or hidden costs you never saw coming because nobody warned you in time? And what if the upgrades Honda promises for 2026 aren't as real, meaningful, or practical as the marketing makes them look? The truth is, choosing the wrong configuration, trim, or pricing package could lock you into years of financial regret, unnecessary repair bills, and disappointing performance. And that's exactly why now is the most important moment to understand the real differences between the 2026 CR-V, last year's model, and its competitors before making a commitment. This SUV matters more than ever because the CR-V isn't just another crossover. It's one of the best-selling vehicles across the US, UK, Canada, and Australia. And millions of buyers assume it's automatically the safest long-term choice. Yet the stakes are even higher in 2026 as prices rise. Technology becomes more complex, and reliability becomes harder to predict. The question isn't just whether the new CR-V looks better, drives smoother, or has more tech features, but whether those upgrades truly protect you from regret or quietly expose you to long-term ownership risks you'll only feel years later. When warranty protection is gone and the bills finally land on your lap, the first thing that shocks most buyers when they dig deeper into the 2026 Honda CR-V is how quickly the price climbs once you choose the trim you actually want. Because while the starting MSRP looks harmless on paper, the real-world cost quickly rises the moment you add a WD, safety tech bundles, or the hybrid configuration everyone assumes is the smartest choice. And that's where so many people unknowingly step into long-term financial stress without realizing it. What if the lower trims leave you missing key safety features you'll later regret not having, but the higher trims push you into a monthly payment you can barely sustain? And what if the optional upgrades you think protect you from problems actually lead to higher insurance costs, expensive tire replacements, or tech systems that require premium servicing later on? The uncomfortable truth is that most CR-V buyers underestimate how the wrong trim level choice can quietly change everything about their ownership experience, from fuel savings to resale value to repair shock. Because the deeper you go into the pricing structure, the more you realize Honda is forcing you into strategic decisions that will define your next 5 years, financially and emotionally. And that means choosing poorly isn't just a mistake. It can become a burden that follows you longer than you expect. The 2026 Honda CR-V might look confident on the surface. But what if the engine options you choose today end up limiting your driving experience years from now, especially as traffic conditions, fuel prices, and your daily needs change in unpredictable ways? The standard turbocharged engine promises efficiency, yet many owners don't realize how much performance can vary depending on weight, passengers, and terrain. And the hybrid sounds like the safest long-term bet. But what if its battery wear, replacement costs, or real-world MPG fail to meet expectations once the honeymoon phase is over? Drivers often assume the CR-V will automatically deliver smooth acceleration, strong highway, margin confidence, and effortless overtaking. Yet some reviewers are already warning that the driving feel depends heavily on trim, tire choice, and option packages. And that means one seemingly small configuration mistake today can turn into years of frustration behind the wheel. Imagine investing thousands only to discover that the model you selected struggles under load, feels sluggish on steep grades, or becomes noisy under pressure, and by the time you notice, you're already locked into the loan, the insurance, and the long-term reality of living with it. The unsettling part is how easily you could avoid that disappointment simply by understanding how the 2026 CR-V behaves in real-world usage before you buy. Because every performance choice now shapes how secure, confident, and stress-free your future driving will be. What if the features that look exciting on the dealer brochure are the very systems that become overwhelming, unreliable, or costly to maintain once the new SAR smell fades? The 2026 Honda CR-V promises upgraded interior materials, expanded safety tech, larger infotainment displays, and smarter connectivity options. But what many buyers don't realize is how often these advanced systems create new frustrations instead of solving old ones. Imagine thinking the upgraded infotainment screen guarantees easier navigation, only to discover lag, software glitches, or subscription-based features that keep demanding payment long after the purchase. The interior may look refined at first glance, but what if wear and tear shows faster than expected, especially on areas like seat bolsters, steering surfaces, and center console trims? People assume more tech equals more value, yet far too many Owners overlook how complicated driver assist systems can feel during stressful moments, and how unpredictable software can become as it ages. And the deeper concern isn't just how these features work today, it's how they will age, update, and hold value over the next 5 years, because comfort is temporary. But ownership pressure lasts far longer if the features you rely on slowly decline, become dated, or simply stop feeling worth the premium you paid. The biggest trap buyers fall into is believing that all upgrades are improvements, when in reality the 2026 CR-V's most expensive packages can easily become financial liabilities instead of meaningful enhancements, especially when the benefits seem exciting up front but fade quickly in real-world driving. What if the premium wheels you love at the dealership end up costing dramatically more in tire replacements, alignment repairs, and long-term suspension wear? What if the upgraded audio system sounds impressive at first, but adds almost nothing to resale value later? And what if the most heavily marketed tech upgrades are the exact features that age fastest, becoming outdated while still costing you every time they need diagnostics or repairs? The danger is assuming that higher trim equals higher satisfaction, when countless owners learn the hard way that certain upgrades feel essential only during purchase, and later look like money that could have gone into insurance, maintenance, or savings instead. Some upgrades enhance ownership, but others quietly complicate it. And unless you understand exactly which ones provide lasting value, the excitement of customization can quickly transform into the regret of overspending. The scariest part about buying the 2026 Honda CR-V isn't the initial payment or even the long list of features. It's the possibility that the long-term ownership reality turns out far different than the glossy first impression. What if the maintenance schedule becomes heavier than expected once the mileage climbs past 60,000? What if the hybrid version demands expensive service outside warranty, or the turbo engine develops unpredictable wear depending on driving habits you don't even think about today? And what if fuel economy doesn't stay consistent over time as the vehicle ages? Weight increases, and software updates alter system behavior. Many owners assume the CR-V's legendary reputation protects them, yet history shows that every generation develops its own weaknesses, and by the time it appears, most buyers are too financially committed to back out. The resale value may look strong now, but what if shifting markets, tech changes, or competitor advancements reduce demand more sharply than expected in 3 or 4 years? The harsh reality is this: choosing the wrong engine, wrong trim, or wrong model year can mean thousands lost in depreciation, insurance premiums that creep up silently, and service costs that slowly multiply until the financial pressure outweighs the excitement of ownership in the end. The most important question isn't whether the 2026 Honda CR-V offers tempting new features, sharper styling, or impressive efficiency, but whether those changes truly protect your wallet, your safety, and your peace of mind over the next several years. Because what if, after all the excitement settles, you realize the features you paid extra for barely matter in daily driving? Or the trim you chose holds you back instead of helping you enjoy your investment? What if the competition evolves faster, and your CR-V suddenly feels old before you're anywhere near finished paying for it? The decisions you make now determine whether this SUV becomes a smart long-term partner or a stressful financial burden. And the difference lies in choosing deliberately instead of emotionally, studying options instead of guessing, and understanding what genuinely matters before signing the paperwork. The right configuration could reward you with durability, efficiency, and comfort for years, but a single, overlooked detail could lead to regret the moment the dealership doors close behind you. And once that happens, there's no easy way back. What most car buyers only understand, after it's already too late, is that the cost of owning a vehicle like the 2026 Honda CR-V isn't measured by the day you buy it, but by the hundreds of days that follow, where every mile reveals whether you made a wise decision or a costly mistake. What if years from now you look back and wish you asked harder questions before choosing your trim, your upgrades, and your engine? What if the promises that felt exciting in the